Hello and welcome to your prep step video all about the importance of mindset. I made this video optional because I didn't want anyone to feel like they had to watch so many videos before they could actually move on and start getting some piano in, but I really do hope that everyone comes back and watches it several times if you need to, because mindset is just as important an ingredient as some of the other things about learning piano. Because if you become discouraged or start comparing yourself and take yourself out of the game, then you don't get to learn piano. So part of it is really training brain for how to think as you go through this. I'm going to be talking about a few points to keep in mind as you go through the Piano with Ease program. The first important point is do not compare yourself with anyone else. You've probably heard the quote that is, comparison is the thief of joy. If you compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20, you're going to automatically be discouraged. And Piano with Ease attracts different people. There might be brand new beginners, there might be people who already know another instrument but not necessarily piano, and there might be people who took years of lessons as a child, but they couldn't remember how to play anything today due to how hard it is to read traditional sheet music. So when they saw that everything was on the page in Piano with Ease, they loved it and they were able to zip through so quickly and even add in chord patterns without much trouble. Now, if you're a brand new beginner comparing yourself to someone like that, you might be discouraged and quit, and I don't want that for you. So there is no way you can compare yourself with somebody else. You have no idea where they came from. You have no idea how their brain works. Some people memorize easily, and some people need to learn visually. Some people learn by hearing. Some people learn by experiencing. You can't predict how many reps it's going to take each person. Now, I might not be able to relate to you as far as knowing exactly how it feels to be a brand new beginner just learning piano, because I've known piano since I started taking lessons as a 4-year-old. But whenever I'm trying to think how a new person might feel, I think of my Zumba story. Many of you might know what Zumba is. I was looking for an exercise program where you could kind of dance and work out at the same time. So when I heard there was a Zumba program offered at the gym by my house, in my mind I was thinking, I'm going to master this right away. I already know music. I'm already really great at rhythm. I'm going to be able to be dancing with everyone and look like I've been doing it for years. So that was my mindset going into Zumba for the very first time. Add to that I felt a little intimidated because I just went alone and there was groups of people that were already friends talking around the room. And for introverted me, I didn't quite know how to fit myself in, how to get to know people. When we started dancing, I quickly realized that it was not easy like I thought. There was all kinds of coordination that I thought would be natural, but I had never moved in those ways before. So I felt like Gumby at the back of the room while everyone else looked perfect in my eyes in the front of the room. Now, by the end, I was so humiliated and just discouraged because the experience hadn't matched what I thought it was going to be. But luckily, before I ended up leaving, I just decided to go up and talk to the teacher. And I got asking her how long it takes to really get the hang of it. Even she told me it would be several weeks. And she ended up telling me that some of the people in her class were also instructors or had been with her for years. So here I was judging my very first day by people who had been doing it for years or even taught it. I could have gone home discouraged and quit and never got to enjoy Zumba. So then I was able to have a more realistic view and go and have a great time, have a great workout, and realize that new things are just going to take time to learn. Nobody's going to walk into something and do it like that. None of us are born knowing skills. We all have to learn different skills, and it takes time. I'm so excited for you coming into Piano with Ease, though, that you don't have to front load the skill of learning how to read traditional music on yourself, plus learn to try and coordinate your fingers and everything else that is present in piano. I'm so excited that you get to come in and have some quick wins at the piano already from seeing exactly what to do on the page. And then you can just work on your motor skills and coordination without your mind being so confused and having so many questions. So again, don't compare yourself. Don't compare your chapter 1 to anyone else's chapter 20. The second thing is consistency counts for a lot. I love the saying, it's just reps and every rep counts. Now this counts in a bad way and a good way, because if you're letting yourself play with like horrible hand position or posture, then it's just reps and every rep counts towards building really bad habits. But if you are watching the videos and learning from them and doing quality reps, then every rep counts and builds up your skills, and every skill builds upon the next throughout the stages, and you'll find yourself really enjoying songs by stage 4 and 5 that would have taken you years if you had to learn by reading traditional sheet music. And you can get to those songs relatively fast here in Piano with Ease. So the third thing I like to tell people to say in their minds if you're ever discouraged is tell yourself, I'm already ahead. I'm already ahead of what I would have been able to play in the same amount of time if I had to learn to read traditional sheet music first. This is probably true for most people. There are those people out there that learn something and it just sticks immediately. I'm certainly not that way. I have to experience something over and over and over. And out of all the students I taught, nobody had that kind of photo memory where they knew exactly what they were saying immediately. There's so much to learn in traditional sheet music that it took them a long time for it all to come together. So with having everything you need on the page itself or as tools that you can literally set beside you or on your keys on the piano, you can consider yourself, I'm already ahead. The third thing is I want to tell you, you have permission in here. You have permission to stay on a stage as long as you want, as long as you're having fun. Some people might be doing the bare minimum of what I suggest in every stage because they're so excited to get to the next. It doesn't matter because Piano with Ease is designed so that even after someone goes through all 5 stages, you can keep going back through the 5 stages with new goals this time or decide to work on new songs. And there's not necessarily harder songs in stage 5 than there are in stage 2, for example. It just depends on the complexity of the song that you chose in that level. So don't get in the trap of thinking you need to rush on to the next stage. There is a lot of valuable things to learn in every stage. So enjoy where you're at. Just start having fun with whatever stage you're in. The next thing to keep in mind is that you can always recenter yourself if you know the reason why you're playing piano. Think of your own reason. Is it because you want to inspire your children? Is it because you want the joy and the peace and the healing of just being able to sit down and de-stress at the piano? Is it because you want to learn a certain song and impress your friends? Whatever it is, remind yourself, go back to that. You can even write it on a post-it and stick it right on the wall in front of you to remind yourself why you're doing piano. And that will also help you not get caught up into the trap of comparing because you can just come back and say, I'm doing this for me and for my reason. The other thing that you can do is treat your time at the piano like a mindfulness exercise when brain is just starting to go all over, and if you're feeling shame or it's starting to beat you up for making mistakes, then what I like to do is just come and even if you play like one chord with right hand and left hand together, like, and you just listen to how the sound rings out until it naturally stops. Just enjoy the sound that is ringing out of your instrument because you made this object that just sits there unless someone's playing it. You came and played it and you made it sing. You made the notes and the harmonies ring out. So really appreciate yourself and use that to help calm your nervous system. Just listen, focus on the sound, focus on how it feels to play it, focus on the vibrations that it makes. Especially if you're on an acoustic piano, then you can sometimes feel those acoustic strings, especially the deeper ones, vibrating. So to wrap everything up, we talked about don't compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. Recenter on your own reason why you're playing. Let it be a mindfulness exercise. You have permission to stay on any song or stage as long as you like, as long as you're enjoying your journey. And lastly, consistency counts. It's just reps, and every rep counts. For some additional mindset tips, I did make a public YouTube video about this subject a while ago, and it says a few different things, so I'm going to link that in the description in case you want to watch that too. I'll see you around the course, and thank you for watching.